Welcome back guys to my channel. So today I'm going to be telling you a story on how I became a maid in UAE. So if I'm looking down, that means that I'm going to do makeup as I tell you the story. And then if I'm looking here, that means I'm looking in my mirror to see what I'm doing. So I'm going to begin by using this hydraulic acid. It's like a primer, but it's working good. It's giving me good results. So back to the story. Wait a bit. Yeah. So guys, as you know, life in Uganda isn't easy. I'm from Uganda, by the way. I'll do another video on a get to know me video so that you can know everything about me. But what you need to know now is that I'm from Uganda. Yes. So back to the story on how I became a maid in UAE. I had been, at that time I wanted a job, and something that was available was going to be a maid in UAE. So I had a cousin who was this is a peptide and collagen. Okay, so I had a cousin who was already working in the UAE as a what? As a air host. Yeah, because girls are called air hostess, so I think men are called air host. Yeah. So he would help us, the other cousins, to take us to UAE. So that's to say, I didn't go to the UAE using a company. So I went through my cousin because he was already working at the airport. So as I've told you, I was already looking for a job and it was available. I had someone who could help me get to UAE to go there and work. You have to know that at this time I had been looking for jobs. I had done some jobs and nothing was successful. So I said, let me go. But you have to know that going there is not also easy, and many people have weird and sorrow stories about being a maid there. So I said, let me just go and try my luck. So I went and started being a maid. So I'm doing this story time so that some of my sisters and brothers who are going there can learn a thing or two, because from what I realized, this is something that not many people talk about, and it's the trend now. Will I say it is the trend? Many people are going to the UAE or other countries like Turkey to be maids. And when I say maids, it varies. Some of them are full-time, that means they live in the house, or some of them just come and clean and go. But for me, it was full time. I was going to be in the house 24/7, and my contract was for 2 years. So I'm doing this video so that people who want to go do that, or people who are already in the area or in the thing of being maids, can learn something, can learn 1 or 2 things. So that's why I'm doing this video, because there are not very many out there. So as I've told you, there are very many stories of how people were being killed inside the houses, because, and I'm not doing this video to come for the people that we work for. I'll not specify for my but as you know, UAE has Arabs, so if you go there, you're going to be working for the Arab people. So before going, I had to pray some prayers. Another thing that you have to know about me, I'm a believer. Yes, I believe in God. So before going, I went and prayed and prayed and prayed. I told God I want to be different. I want to work for good people. So I needed guidance. So when I went, of course, I went, worked on my visa and everything. I worked on everything myself. I did not go to anyone, since I was already being guided by my cousin, like I told you. So I went and worked on everything, went and applied for a visa, which I was granted. And then at that time, like I told you, I didn't have money for the ticket. So I borrowed, I don't remember very well, because this is like 3 or 4 years ago. But I think the money for the ticket I borrowed from my cousin. Yeah. So I went, I packed a small bag. As you know, you have to pack small things since you're going to be a live-in, so they give you uniforms to wear around the house. So I was told not to pack a lot of things. So for me, in my mind, I was like, maybe they give you a day off and you go do your things. But I'm telling you, there was no day off. I was working from Monday to Sunday, no day off. So when I went with my cousin throughout all the airports, and then when I reached there, I think we reached a little bit late, so I had to sleep at my cousin's, and then the next day we went. So when I reached, of course, like I told you, since there were very many sub stories around this particular job, I was already afraid. So I went, but my cousin had told me that these people are good people, so I had to count on his word, and I had a little bit of assurance that in case anything happened, I would contact my cousin. Sorry guys, let me first go clean my nose and I come back. So like I've been saying, I was already counting on him, because he had told me in case something happens, you can contact me, because I have these guys' numbers. In case something happens, something you're not what you don't like, you can tell me so that I can talk to them and everything. So since I had someone who would back me up, I said, okay, let me go and work. So I went. So when we reached, you have to know that when you reach there, so you already know that that is going to be, you have bosses. So a person that I was going to work for was already waiting by the gate. So she welcomed us and she was going to be my madam. You have to address the women as madam. So she was already there waiting for us, and then she paid my cousin the money, everything. Oh, if I remember correctly, these people, when they identify a house that needs you, they have to pay for your ticket. So I didn't have to pay for the ticket. Now I remember. So fast forward, let me now go to the story on how life was inside the house. To begin with, if you're thinking of going to do this job, you have to know that for me, I don't know how the situation is now, like I've told you. I went to do this like 3 or 4 years ago. But during my time, there were no day offs. Like I've told you, I was working from Monday to Sunday, morning to evening. So I will not say that these people mistreated me, but it is the way, I don't know, English is not my language, so I'm finding better words to use. So I will not say that these people mistreated me, but the work that you do is a lot of work. It is, the work alone can torture you psychologically, because they need you like a walking stick, you know. You're enabling them even to just do everything. So another disclaimer, guys, I don't know how to do makeup. I just try to forge my way here and there, so I don't know how to do makeup. I just try. So if you see me doing something bad, don't say, oh, did this and this. I don't know how to do makeup. I just try my best. So like I was saying, guys, the work, first of all, the work is too much, because when I reached there, we were going to be 2 people inside the house. And for me, when I reached there, the madam checked my bag to make sure that I didn't come with anything to harm their life. She introduced her children to me. So in the house that I was going to work in, there was my madam, there was the madam's husband, but this one wasn't there 24/7. He used to come on weekends and everything. So, and then the children, there were 2 sons and 2 girls in the house, but of course they had other siblings. So she told me, so for you, you're going to be taking care of the laundry. The house had 2 sections, the upper section and the downer section. So she told me, for you, your job will be cleaning the lower section of the house. The lower section of the house had 1 bedroom, 2 big sitting rooms and a kitchen. Yeah. So she told me, you're in charge of cleaning those 2 sitting rooms and cleaning everything on the lower section. There was also a toilet and bathroom. So I was in charge of laundry, making sure all their laundry is worked on. And when I say laundry, it means all the laundry. All the laundry for the children and for my madam. And for the laundry, you have to iron, you have to wash the clothes, and you have to make sure that all the clothes they need, they are already worked on. If they are not, then you will land in trouble. So I was in charge of laundry, and then I was also in charge of cleaning the lower section of the house. So those were my jobs. And then as I told you, we were going to be 2 people in the house, 2 maids. So the other maid was in charge of cooking and then the upper section of the house. So now that said, you can follow on the story now. This is the concealer that I'm going to use. I need to stock up on some makeup, on some more makeup products. Like I told you guys, I don't know how to do makeup. I just do things here and here and hope they turn out well. So guys, one of the things before you consider going to work as a maid in these countries, the Arab countries, there are maids even in Saudi Arabia and everything, you have to know that the people you're going to work for are lazy, and that's to say you're going to be doing everything for them. You know, you have to keep that in mind, that the people you're going to work for are lazy, and by the mere fact they know they are paying you to do their work, they are not going to do anything. And when I say lazy, I think that also includes, like, they are not so clean because they know someone else is cleaning up after them. Like, as you know, if you have a house, if you're eating chips, you clean after yourself and everything. But these people, since they know they have maids and the maids are 24/7, it's not like here in other countries, like maybe in the US or other European countries where the maids are paid per hour. So even when you're doing things around the house, you know the maid is only available for this time, and such a time the maid is not available, so I have to do this myself. It's not the same in Arab countries. Those people know that you're going to be available. Even at night, you're there. Whenever they need you, you're there. Especially for the maids that were like me, you're sleeping in the house. So even at midnight, if they come knocking on your door wanting anything, you're going to be there. And you have to keep in mind that you are in a foreign country. So one of the things that I can tell my fellow friends or sisters out there that want to do this job, before you go, make sure that you're very obedient. If you're not obedient, you're going to find yourself in trouble. You have to also make sure that you have to act like you're foolish or stupid, so that you can go through some situations. Yeah, if you're not ready to do that, please don't go. Yeah, don't go, otherwise you will find yourself in trouble. Like, you will be abused sometimes. So if you're not the person who is not patient or who is offended easily, you will find yourself in depressions and everything. So make sure before you go, you have a tough skin. If you don't, please don't go. I don't know how to draw my eyebrow, guys. I just try. I need lessons. So that is how I do my eyebrow. I'm doing this makeup because later in the day I have a Bible study. So, and this is like normal makeup you can wear around the house. So I don't have a party or anything. I'm just doing the makeup just to look good, to hide my pimple scars. I have a lot of scars from acne and hormonal pimples, those pimples that you get from your period or here and here. So that is why I'm putting on this makeup, but it is also helping me so that I can tell my story. So like I've told you guys, if you're not a patient person, please don't go. For me, my main goal of going there, I wanted to make money, to support my family, to support myself and everything. But when I look back, I didn't make a lot of money, because after my 2 years contract, when it ended, I keep on looking at the time because of the screen on the camera. It only records for 30 minutes, so I don't want to pass on that time. So I went there because I was really desperate for money. But if you have other means of making money and you're not so desperate, you can find another job. So the main thing of making this video, I don't have a script, so I'm just jumbling here and there. Please make sure that you're very obedient, because that's what kept me for the 2 years. I did not land in any trouble with my bosses. And another thing, if you're lazy, please don't go. If you're lazy, don't go, because those countries need someone who is energetic. And if you want to enjoy your job, be someone who is self-driven. Once they show you the work that you have to do, make sure that you do it on time, so that you don't have trouble with your bosses. They are looking for you to do this. For me, I used to make sure that anything they will need, I have it on time. That prevents you from being called even when they are upstairs, because they are type of people who are going to call you even when they are upstairs, you're downstairs, so you have to run on the staircases all day, morning, evening. So if you're that type of person who is not self-driven, you'll find yourself running around doing this and this. So make sure that you're self-driven, make sure that you're energetic, you're obedient. Yes. So, and then another thing that you have to keep in mind, during Ramadan, be prepared to be awake for 24 hours. It was something also that shocked me, you know. I was shocked that I had to stay up while they slept. While they slept, you stay up preparing food, making sure that the sitting room is on point. All in all, it is not an easy job to do. But as you know, the world is now, there is less work, especially for African countries. Many people are studying, but after you study, there is no work. I, for one, I wasn't doing that job because I didn't study. No, I had a bachelor's degree. But being in a country like my country in Uganda, that is one thing that we suffer from. There is not enough jobs for everyone who graduates. there will be jobs. They have very many job opportunities, but what you're looking for is money. If your main target is money, there are not very many jobs that are paying well in Uganda. There are jobs because there are very many students who want teachers, who want this and this, but at the end of the day you want to be paid. And if you want to be paid, there are not very many jobs that are paying well in Uganda. So I wanted a job that was paying well, and there was an opportunity to go work there, so I went and worked. And I think I worked very well for them, because the house that I was working in now, they have only Ugandan maids, so I left a good reputation there. But it wasn't an easy job. You don't have a day off. Even on days that you're tired, you still have to work. So it wasn't easy, guys. It wasn't easy. It wasn't an easy job to do, so I can do a part 2. You can go in the comment section and tell me anything that you want to know about this story in particular, because I was there, I did my time and finished. If you want any more information about that, I can still do a video about it. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not attacking anyone. I'm just telling my story, and there are no lies. There are no lies on this channel. So if you want to know more about anything, I can do another story time for you guys. I can direct you on how to wash the clothes, because it is something that I also had to learn. I can tell you on tricks on how to wash the abayas, the kendoras. I know about all those things. For cooking, as I told you, I wasn't the maid for cooking, so I don't know much. But about other things, cleaning, how I was able to clean faster, and because like I told you, there are no day offs, and it is you to know when to give yourself a rest, you know. So I found myself doing my work in time so that I had time to sit on my phone, because they don't also want someone who is always on phone. You have to know when to be on phone, you know, because if you don't know, you'll find yourself in a lot of trouble. Even other bosses, they don't allow their maids to be with phones, so you have to know how to go around all these things. So I can do another story time for you guys if yes, guys. So